deep in the jungle. Bagheera the panther was out hunting. Suddenly, he heard a strange crying sound coming from the river. He followed the sound and discovered a basket with a tiny baby boy inside. "Why, it's a man cub," he said. "This little chap needs food and a mother's care. Perhaps Mother Wolf will look after them." Mother Wolf agreed to help. They named the man cub Mowgli, and he grew up safe and happy in the jungle. But everything changed when Mowgli was 10 years old. Sher Khan, the man-eating tiger, heard about Mowgli and came searching for him. The wolves agreed that Bagheera should take the boy back to the village where he would be safe. So, the next morning, Bagheera and Mowgli set off on their long journey. When Mowgli realized where they were going, he was angry and upset. He didn't want to leave his home in the jungle. When darkness fell, Bagheera and Mowgli climbed a tree and settled down to sleep on a branch. Nearby, hiding under some leaves, was Scar the python. As soon as Bagheera was asleep, Scar slithered towards Mowgli. His shining eyes seemed to have a magic power, and Mowgli quickly began to sink into a deep trance. Slowly, Scar started to wind himself around the boy, ready to swallow him up. Suddenly, Bagheera woke up and sprang at Scar. He struck the snake with his claws and sent him slithering away into the jungle. At dawn, Mowgli was woken by a very loud noise. He looked down from the tree and saw Colonel Hathi and the Dawn Patrol marching along. Mowgli jumped down from the tree and joined the end of the parade, behind a baby elephant. He had great fun copying everything the little elephant did. Eventually, Bagheera caught up with Mowgli and wanted to carry on towards the village. But Mowgli refused to go. He grabbed hold of a tree trunk and held on tightly. Bagheera was very cross and ran off, leaving Mowgli all alone. It wasn't long before Mowgli met a friendly bear called Bhalu. He told Bhalu how much he wanted to stay in the jungle. "No problem," said Bhalu. "I'll look after you." Bhalu enjoyed teaching his new friend all about the bare necessities of life.
Necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities of Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I go, I couldn't even find out my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, then maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Now when you pick a pawpaw for a prickly pear, and you prick a wrong paw, well next time, beware. Don't pick the prickly pear by the paw. When you pick a pear, try to use the claw. But you don't need to use the claw when you pick a pear of the big pawpaw. Have I given you a clue?
Later that afternoon, Mowgli and Bhalu waded into the river to keep cool.
The bare necessities of life will come to you.
Mowgli sat on Bhalu's tummy as they gently floated along. It was very peaceful and Bhalu soon fell asleep. But watching from some trees was a group of monkeys who were waiting to kidnap Mowgli. The monkeys sprang from their hiding place and grabbed Mowgli. Bhalu woke with a jump, but it was too late. The monkeys were already carrying Mowgli away to the temple. At the temple, King Louie, the king of apes, was sitting on his throne waiting for Mowgli to arrive. Louie offered to help Mowgli stay in the jungle. In return, he wanted to learn the secret of man's red fire. But before Mowgli could explain that he didn't know the secret, Louie declared that they would have a great feast in honor of their guest. and Bagheera reached the temple just in time to see the monkeys start to sing and dance. As Mowgli's feet began to tap to the music, he forgot his troubles and joined in the fun. Bhalu, wanting to rescue Mowgli from the monkeys, dressed in some coconut shells and waved to King Louie. King Louie thought the lady ape was very beautiful and rushed over to ask her to dance. He had no idea that it was really Bhalu in disguise. But as Bhalu danced, his disguise began to fall off. The angry monkeys realized that they had been tricked and started to attack him. Bagheera, hearing Mowgli's cries, rushed over to help. With Bhalu's help, managed to drag Mowgli off to safety. It was night when the three friends found a place to rest. That night, Bagheera and Bhalu kept watch over Mowgli as he slept. It was time to discuss their young friend's future. Mowgli must go to the village, said Bagheera. It is not safe for him to stay in the jungle. Bhalu, remembering Sher Khan, had to admit that Bagheera was right. The next morning, Bhalu led Mowgli off towards the village. When Mowgli found out where they were headed, he was very angry. You don't want me to stay. You're just like Bagheera, he shouted. But before Bhalu could explain, Mowgli ran off into the jungle. It wasn't long. Before Sher Khan spotted Mowgli in the distance. Emerging from the shadows, the tiger gave a loud roar. He leaped at Mowgli, taking him by surprise. But Sher Khan stopped. Bhalu had caught him by the tail. Sher Khan roared with rage as he dragged Bhalu behind him. But the brave bear was determined not to let go. Eventually, the furious tiger managed to flip Bhalu over his head. The bear hit the ground with a mighty crash. Mowgli ran over to Bhalu, who was lying very still on the ground. Please get up, Bhalu. Please get up, he cried. Bagheera came over to comfort Mowgli. Bhalu was very brave. You mean? Was? But before Bagheera could reply, Bhalu sat up and rubbed his eyes. Mowgli laughed and threw his arms around the big bear. Suddenly, a lightning bolt struck a nearby tree which burst into flames. Sher Khan was terrified. Fire was the only thing that frightened him. Seeing his chance to get back at the tiger, Mowgli picked up a burning branch and tied it to the tiger's tail. Sher Khan screamed as he clawed the branch away. Then he fled into the jungle, never to be seen again. the three friends carried on towards the village. Suddenly, they heard someone singing across the river. Mowgli peered through the trees and saw a young girl kneeling by the river. "Isn't she pretty?" cried Mowgli, going closer towards the girl. The pretty girl smiled, and Mowgli shyly smiled back. When she began to walk off towards the village, Mowgli ran to join her. Bhalu and Bagheera felt very sad their young friend was leaving, but they knew he would now be safe and happy in the jungle. "It's where he belongs," sighed Bagheera. "Come on, Bhalu, let's get back to where we belong." And the two friends headed back towards the jungle, singing and dancing happily. In order of their appearance, the children the characters played by the children were Bagheera, Diya, and the wolves were Myra and Malishka. Kaa was played by Arjun. And after that, Sher Khan was Rishi. Little Mowgli was Alisha. And after that, Bhalu was Anushka. Colonel Hathi was Eva. And her dawn patrol, Suhani, Rukmini, and Anushka is not. Malishka too. Little Malishka. She was the baby elephant in this. And the monkeys, the monkey brigade, Rehan, King Louis. There he is. Oh, and Rudra, and Neil, and Vivan. And the little girl was also little Myra, pretty little girl. And big Mowgli was Diya, the best part. Thank you, all of you.